My child, stop for just a moment and listen with your heart. Do not rush past this. Do not click away. I have interrupted your scrolling on purpose, because I love you too much to let you make the next decision from fear, from exhaustion, or from the ache of unanswered silence. You did not find these words by accident. This message has reached you at the exact moment you were about to do something permanent with a heart that is still tender. And I am speaking now to correct your next step before you call it done and walk away from something I am still addressing, or before you keep holding on to something I have already been trying to pull you out of. I see you. I see what you don't say out loud. I see the way your mind replays the last conversation, the last text, the last moment you felt close, and you wonder if you imagined the connection. I see the way you pray for them and then stare at your phone, not because you worship a notification, but because you are desperate for clarity. You love someone in silence, and the silence has become loud. You have been trying to discern whether this is a season of waiting or a sign of ending, and it has left you tired in your spirit. You are asking, Lord, am I wasting my prayers? Am I fighting for something you never asked me to carry? Am I about to let go too early and ruin what could have been? Or am I holding on too long and calling it faith when it's actually fear? Listen closely, my child, because I am not here to shame you for caring. I am not here to scold you for hoping. I am not here to tell you that your desire is foolish. I placed your capacity to love inside you. I am the one who formed your heart with tenderness, and I do not mock what I designed. But I am here to bring order where confusion has been living, because confusion is not my voice, and panic is not my instruction. The enemy loves to turn a holy desire into a tormenting question mark. He loves to push you into extremes, either quit too soon out of pain, or cling too long out of attachment, so that you never move with clean obedience. And today, I am calling you back into clarity. I need you to hear this warning with both ears, and with a surrendered heart. Do not quit because of silence. Do not mistake quiet for absence. Sometimes I am working in places you cannot reach, softening what is hardened, confronting what is hidden, rearranging what is out of order, and the process does not announce itself with a text message. Silence is not always rejection. Silence is not always a closed door. Silence is not always the end. But, my child, I am also telling you this with holy seriousness. Do not ignore the absence of peace. Do not romanticize unrest. Do not call anxiety a confirmation. Do not keep offering your sanity as the price of staying connected. When my peace lifts, it is not punishment, it is protection. It is mercy speaking before your tears become your language and your joy becomes a memory. You have been standing in the middle place, and it has felt like a war inside your chest. One moment you feel faith, the next moment you feel foolish. One moment you feel sure I spoke, the next moment you feel embarrassed for believing. You have wondered if you are hearing me or hearing your wound. You have wondered if you are discerning or just desiring, and I am telling you, this is a battleground where destiny and discernment collide. Because what is tied to your future will always be contested, and what is meant to mature you will often be wrapped in a test that exposes what is in you, your trust, your boundaries, your obedience, your need to control, your fear of being left. This is not just about a person. This is about who you become while you wait and who you become when you release. So I am asking you to stay with me here, stay present, stay sober in spirit, because by the time you reach the end of this word, you will not be left with a vague feeling and another night of overthinking. I will give you something you can carry in your hands, a next step that is clean, a next step that is not driven by guilt, a next step that is not driven by panic, a next step that does not require you to chase what I never asked you to chase, and does not require you to abandon what I am still building. You will know whether this is a season to continue with quiet strength, to confront with truth and boundaries, or to release with peace and dignity. And when you take that step, you will take it without needing to rewrite the story to justify yourself, and without needing to punish yourself for loving. Do you feel that, my child? That gentle tension in your spirit right now, that pull to finally know, finally decide, finally breathe again? That is not random. That is me drawing you out of the fog. Because I have watched you carry questions that were never meant to become your identity. I have watched you call restlessness just how love feels, and I have watched you call delay the only proof I have. And I am saying, no, come back to my peace. Come back to my voice. Come back to the place where you can hear me without the shaking of fear. I am not going to let you stay stuck in the cycle of checking, replaying, assuming, and spiraling. I am interrupting that cycle today. Do not make your next move based on what they did not say. Do not make your next move based on one good memory or one painful silence. Let me show you how to discern this the right way, by peace and by fruit, not by obsession and intensity. Let me teach you the difference between patience and self-abandonment. Let me show you the sign that you must not ignore, because there is a way to wait that keeps your dignity, and there is a way to hold on that slowly erases you. And I did not create you to be erased. So breathe, my child. You are not behind. You are not foolish. You are not too much because you feel deeply, but you must listen now. This is the moment I am correcting your next step before it costs you months of unnecessary grief. This is the moment I am pulling you out of confusion and into clean obedience. Stay with me. Do not skip. Do not rush, because what I am about to show you will protect you, and it will also free you, whether that freedom looks like restoration with peace or release with peace. Either way, you will not lose what is truly mine for you, because what is mine does not require you to live without my peace. Before we go deeper, my child, I need your mouth to come into agreement with what your spirit already knows, because some of you have been trying to discern with a heart that is still bargaining. You have been asking me for clarity while secretly hoping I will simply validate your attachment, and I love you too much to let you hear me through desperation. I am not here to rip hope out of your hands. I am here to place peace back in your chest. So pause right now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing slow, and whisper this, even if your voice shakes. Lord, I choose truth over attachment, peace over panic, your voice over my fear. Say it again, my child, because the enemy flees when you stop negotiating with anxiety. Say, Lord, I choose truth over attachment, peace over panic. You are not speaking into the air. You are setting your inner world in order. You are telling your emotions they do not get to drive the car. You are telling your past wounds they do not get to interpret. My present guidance. When you agree with my peace first, you can hear my direction without fear. When you choose peace first, you stop turning every silence into a prophecy of rejection. When you choose peace first, you stop calling obsession love, and you stop calling torment a sign. And I want you to mark this moment in a simple, practical way, because some of you keep slipping back into the old cycle after you close the message. If you want ongoing discernment, prophetic encouragement that anchors you in peace, that keeps you aligned, that teaches you how to hear me clearly in relationships, then subscribe. Not because I need a number, but because you need consistency. You need a place you return to when your heart starts racing, when a text doesn't come, when a memory tries to become a chain again. Let this be one of the ways you stay covered, steady, and taught, so you don't keep making emotional decisions that cost you spiritual peace. And as an act of agreement, yes, an act of agreement, press like on this message. Let that be your signal in the natural that you are choosing clarity over comfort, because some of you have been more loyal to the familiar pain than to the healing I am offering. You have been more committed to the story you hoped would happen than to the truth I am revealing. And today, you are drawing a line. Today, you are telling heaven, I want what God wants, even if it requires me to release what my flesh clings to. That is not small. That is warfare. That is surrender. That is strength. And I want you to put it in the comments, because there is power when you stop keeping your obedience private out of fear. Type it like a vow you intend to keep. I will not move without God's peace. Not, I will not move until I get a sign that feeds my anxiety. Not, I will not move until they apologize in the exact way I imagined. But, I will not move without God's peace. Because peace is not a decoration, my child. Peace is a governor. Peace is the boundary line that lets you love without losing yourself. Peace is the witness that keeps you from confusing chemistry with covenant and attention with assignment. Now listen closely, because what I am about to say next is not to crush your hope, it is to protect your soul. I am not trying to make you cynical. I am not trying to make you hard. I am not trying to teach you to run at the first discomfort. I am teaching you to discern. I am teaching you to recognize when I am telling you, wait, and when I am telling you, walk. I am teaching you the difference between silence that is part of my process and unrest that is proof you are forcing a door. I am teaching you how to hold on without chasing, how to love without bowing to panic, how to remain open-hearted without being unprotected. So stay with me right here. Keep your spirit soft and your boundaries strong. Keep your hope in me, not in a timeline, not in a notification, not in the next breadcrumb of attention. Because in a moment, I am going to show you a test you must not ignore. And if you will honor my peace, you will not be confused much longer. If you will honor my peace, you will not keep paying for connection with your sanity. If you will honor my peace, you will take the next step, whether it is continue, confront, or release with clean obedience, and you will not regret the way you obeyed. Now listen, my child, because you have been staring at silence and calling it absence, and I need to cleanse that assumption from your spirit, because when you equate quiet with rejection, you will make decisions out of panic. And when you make decisions out of panic, you will either walk away too soon from something I am still shaping, or you will chase too hard and turn love into pressure. So let me teach you the difference, gently and clearly, because I do not want you tormented by interpretations I never spoke. Silence is not automatically a no. Silence is not automatically the end. Silence is not automatically proof that you were foolish to hope. Sometimes silence is process. Sometimes silence is conviction happening in a place you cannot see. Sometimes silence is me restraining a wrong-timed reunion so you don't step back into a cycle that still has poison in it. Sometimes I am holding them back not because I enjoy your waiting, but because I refuse to let you reconnect at a moment where your attachment would override your discernment. There are reunions that feel like relief but become relapse, and I love you too much to let a moment of relief cost you months of confusion. And I need you to understand this. There is a kind of silence that is holy. It is the kind that happens when heaven is dealing with what you cannot fix. You have been trying to reach them with words, with kindness, with patience, with long explanations, and you are exhausted because you keep trying to do with your hands what only I can do with my spirit. My child, you cannot argue someone into maturity. You cannot love someone into repentance. You cannot explain someone into wholeness. But I can, and sometimes I remove the noise so I can finally address the root. There are things I confront in the dark that I will not expose to you in detail, not because you are unworthy, but because you are not meant to carry what only I can heal. Sometimes I am dealing with their pride, the kind that cannot apologize because it would require humility. Sometimes I am dealing with their wound, the place where love feels unsafe, so they retreat and call it space. Sometimes I am dealing with addiction, the thing that numbs them, so they do not feel the weight of what they have done. Sometimes I am dealing with confusion, the double-mindedness that wants you and wants their old life too. Sometimes I am dealing with immaturity, the inability to communicate, the inability to lead, the inability to love without control. And while you are staring at the empty space where their voice used to be, I am standing in rooms you cannot enter, pressing on places you cannot touch, exposing patterns they have hidden even from themselves. Do you see why I told you not to call silence absence? Because absence means I have left, and I have not left. I am present in the waiting. I am present in the quiet. I am present in the delay. I am present even when you do not get a message, even when you do not get a call, even when you do not get closure the way your mind demands it. I am not neglecting you. I am not forgetting you. I am not punishing you for loving. I am preparing you to love clean, and I am preparing them, if they will yield, to show up clean. Some of you have been whispering, Lord, why would you let it go quiet if this is meant for me? And I am telling you, waiting is not punishment, it is preparation. Waiting is not neglect, it is alignment. Waiting is not denial, it is timing. There are pieces that must be in place, so that what comes next does not collapse under the weight of what was never healed. If I bring them back too soon, you will call it answered prayer, but you will be back in the same ache in a different outfit. If I let you reconnect before the fruit changes, you will think you are moving forward, but you will be walking in circles. And I did not call you to circles, my child. I called you to covenant, to clarity, to growth, to peace. I am also going to tell you something that will settle your heart if you let it. Sometimes the silence is me, protecting you from a connection that would become an idol. Because when you are fed by crumbs, you start confusing crumbs for bread. You start waking up thinking about them more than you think about me. You start measuring your day by whether they responded. And I am a jealous God, not jealous like a wounded man, but jealous like a father who knows what will consume his child if he does not intervene. Sometimes I let it go quiet so you can hear your own soul again. Sometimes I let it go quiet so you can remember what my peace feels like without their presence as a constant stimulant. And yes, my child, sometimes I am restraining them, because if they came back right now, it would be for the wrong reason. It would be loneliness, not love. It would be guilt, not repentance. It would be desire for comfort, not desire for responsibility. I will not send you a counterfeit return that looks like a breakthrough but carries no transformation. I will not let you celebrate a text message as if it were fruit. I will not let you confuse a moment of attention with a life of consistency. So I hold back what is premature, not to hurt you, but to keep you from building your future on something unstable. This is why my word says, as Habakkuk declared, that the vision awaits its appointed time. It may seem delayed, but it is not denied. It will speak, and it will not lie. And I need you to apply that not just to careers and callings, but to relationships and restoration too. If I have shown you something true, you do not have to force it into existence. You do not have to chase it into manifestation. You wait in the way I teach you to wait, with peace, with wisdom, with boundaries, with a heart anchored in me, not in outcomes. But listen closely, because here is where many of you have gotten tangled. You have used this truth as permission to tolerate chaos. You have said, it's just a season, while your spirit is screaming. You have called instability testing, while your joy is draining. You have called mixed signals mystery, while your mind is breaking. Hear me. Silence can be holy, but chaos never is. Delay can be divine, but torment is not my language. Process can be real, but panic is not your assignment. So I am laying this foundation under your feet. Do not condemn the silence as rejection when I may be working. Do not interpret the quiet as the end when I may be rearranging the beginning. But also, do not use God might be working as a blanket that covers what I have already been warning you about in your spirit. Because in the next moments, I am going to teach you how to tell the difference, how to discern whether this silence is a sacred pause, or whether you have been clinging to an attachment that is costing you peace. And you will know it, my child, not by a rush, not by obsession, not by a sign that feeds your anxiety. You will know it by the witness I place inside you, peace and fruit. Now hear me, my child, because I am not only comforting you, I am correcting you. I am not only validating your love, I am purifying your discernment. And this is the first warning I need to put in your spirit with clarity. Do not confuse attachment with assignment. Do not confuse what you are used to carrying with what I actually called you to carry. Do not confuse the ache of loneliness with the voice of destiny, because attachment will dress itself up like purpose. Attachment will mimic conviction. Attachment will borrow the language of faith and call itself loyalty. And if you do not discern it, you will keep bleeding and calling it obedience, when I never asked you to pay that price. Some of you have been saying, I can't let go because I feel it so strongly. And I am telling you, strength of feeling is not the same as strength of my leading. Intensity is not automatically intimacy. Familiarity is not automatically covenant. Chemistry is not automatically confirmation. There is a counterfeit that feels spiritual, but it is fueled by fear. Fear of being replaced, fear of starting over, fear of being alone with your thoughts, fear that if you release them, you will be releasing the only chance you will ever have. And I need you to know this, my precious soul. I do not lead my children by fear. I do not shepherd you with panic. I do not guide you by the threat of loss. My voice may be firm, yes. My direction may stretch you, yes. But I do not call you into bondage and then label it love. So I want you to do an internal check, not with condemnation, but with honesty. Look at what has been sustaining your love. Is it peace, or is it anxiety? Is it prayer, or is it spiraling? Is it wisdom, or is it obsession? Is it a steady confidence in me, or is it a constant need to reach, to check, to reread, to interpret, to decode, to chase clarity from a person when I have been offering clarity in your spirit? Because when your connection to them is maintained by mental torment, something is off. When you have to abandon yourself to keep them close, something is off. When you keep shrinking your boundaries, lowering your standards, silencing your needs, and calling it patience. My child, that is not maturity, that is self-abandonment, and I did not anoint you to disappear. I am speaking to the part of you that feels responsible for keeping the connection alive. The part of you that believes, if you do not reach out, it will die. The part of you that believes, if you do not explain yourself one more time, they will finally understand. The part of you that believes if you prove your worth, they will finally choose you. Hear me. Love does not require you to audition. Covenant does not require you to compete. What is mine for you will not demand that you destroy your dignity just to keep someone interested. And I am not saying this to make you hard. I am saying this to keep you whole. Yes, there are assignments I give that are weighty. Yes, there are seasons where what I call you to do will feel intense, where intercession is real, where patience is required, where endurance is holy. But my assignments do not come with the instruction, betray yourself. My assignments do not require you to live in constant confusion. My assignments do not demand that you tolerate disrespect so you can prove you are loving. My assignments do not ask you to call inconsistency a season forever. When I am in it, I sustain you in it. When I am leading you, I steady you. When I am calling you to wait, I guard your heart while you wait. But when you are clinging to attachment, you will feel yourself unraveling. You will feel yourself becoming someone you do not recognize, checking your phone with dread, rehearsing speeches in the mirror, losing sleep, losing appetite, losing joy, losing focus, losing yourself. And I am telling you, my child, if staying requires you to lose yourself, it is not my peace leading you, it is fear. I need you to separate these two things in your spirit. My assignment will refine you, but it will not erode you. My assignment may humble you, but it will not degrade you. My assignment may require surrender, but it will not require self-hatred. The enemy has been whispering, if you let go, you lose everything. But I am whispering, if you keep holding on without peace, you will lose yourself. And I would rather you walk away with a tender heart and clean hands than stay and become hardened, suspicious, exhausted, and bitter. Because bitterness is not your inheritance, peace is. Listen closely, because here is the line I am drawing for you. I will not call you to chase what I am not sustaining. I will not call you to pursue what I have not graced. I will not call you to run after a door I have closed. If you have to keep forcing it, if you have to keep initiating everything, if you have to keep swallowing your tears to maintain the illusion that you are fine, if you have to keep making excuses for what your spirit has already identified as a pattern, then you are not being led by my peace. You are being driven by your wound, and your wound will always demand proof. It will always demand reassurance. It will always demand control. But my spirit produces peace. My spirit produces clarity. My spirit produces self-control, not self-erasure. So do not misunderstand me. I am not telling you to quit because it is quiet. I am not telling you to slam doors out of pain. I am not telling you to punish them, to become cold, to become cruel, to play games, to get attention. That is not what I am teaching you. I am teaching you something cleaner, something safer, something holy. Stop bleeding for what I never asked you to carry. Stop calling your exhaustion a badge of honor. Stop paying for connection with your sanity, because there is a difference between faithful love and fearful attachment. And I am exposing it now so you can step into obedience with clean hands. And if you will receive this warning without defending your attachment, I will begin to untangle you gently. I will show you where your hope is pure and where your fear has been masquerading as faith. I will show you what is yours to hold in prayer and what is mine to handle without your interference. I will show you how to love without chasing, how to wait without spiraling, how to stand without collapsing. Because the goal is not that you quit. The goal is that you come back to peace. The goal is that you stop losing yourself. The goal is that whatever happens next, restoration or release, you do it with dignity, with boundaries, and with my witness inside you. Now stay with me, because I am about to give you a test you must not ignore, and it will make this plain. It will separate what is from me from what is from fear. It will show you, not by a sign in the sky, but by the government I place in your spirit, my peace. Now listen, my child, this is the peace test, and I am telling you plainly, this is the sign you must not ignore, because it will save you from years of repeating what I already delivered you from. It will save you from calling a cycle a connection. It will save you from mistaking longing for leading. I do not leave you without witness. I do not guide you by confusion. I do not whisper in riddles and then expect you to gamble with your heart. I put a governor inside you. I put a restraint inside you. I put a green light and a red light inside you. And that witness is my peace. So here is the diagnostic I want you to use. Not once, not in a rush, not in the heat of emotion, but soberly, like someone who values their soul. When you pray for them, what happens inside you? When you bring their name before me, when you picture their face, when you surrender the outcome and say, Lord, I want what you want, do you feel peace settle? Do you feel clarity rise? Do you feel compassion without desperation? Do you feel steady, anchored, able to breathe? Or do you feel dread coil in your stomach? Do you feel your chest tighten? Do you feel your mind start racing, rehearsing, bargaining, catastrophizing? Do you feel confusion multiplying instead of clarity increasing? Do you leave prayer more tormented than when you entered it? Because I am not merely listening to your words. My child, I am watching what happens to your inner world when you bring this connection into my presence. And I need you to understand something with precision, because some of you are sensitive and you have been afraid that any emotion means I am saying no. The absence of peace is not the same as momentary sadness. There is a grief that is clean. There is a ache that comes simply because you love, simply because you hoped, simply because you are human. Even my son wept, and it was not unbelief. So do not condemn yourself for feeling. Do not call every tear a warning. I am not talking about a passing wave of emotion. I am talking about a persistent restraint. I am talking about that steady, holy interruption in your spirit that says, not this way. Not never, but not like this. Not, you are foolish for loving, but you are forcing what I am not flowing through. It is the difference between pain that heals and torment that enslaves. Some of you know exactly what I mean, because you have felt it. You have tried to send the message, and something in you twisted. You have tried to go back again, and something in you went quiet and heavy. You have tried to excuse what you know is wrong, and your joy lifted like a bird leaving the room. That is not me punishing you. That is me protecting you. That is me fathering you. That is me standing at the doorway of your next decision saying, my child, do not pay that price again. Because there are roads you used to walk that you are not permitted to return to, not because I am cruel, but because you are free now, and I will not let you dress bondage up in the language of love. My word tells you to let the peace of Christ rule in your heart, and that word rule, my child, it is not decoration, it is governance, it is an umpire, it is a deciding voice. Peace is not something you chase after you get what you want. Peace is what you follow, so you do not get trapped wanting what will harm you. Peace decides, not longing. Peace decides, not chemistry. Peace decides, not the memory of what they were in the beginning. Peace decides, not the fantasy of what you wish they would become if you just hold on harder. I did not give you peace to sit on a shelf. I gave you peace to make the call when your emotions are pleading with you to ignore wisdom. And why do I use peace? Because peace guards your identity. Peace keeps you from shrinking. Peace keeps you from contorting yourself into the version of you that will be tolerated. Peace keeps you from repeating the old pattern where you abandon your needs, silence your boundaries, and then call it being understanding. Peace is how I keep you from confusing familiarity with safety. Some of you were raised in chaos, and chaos feels normal to your nervous system. So you interpret calm as boring and instability as passion. But I am retraining you. I am cleansing your appetite. I am teaching you that what is from me will not require you to lose yourself to keep it. I am teaching you that love and peace belong together. I am teaching you that my will does not come with a constant undertone of fear. So hear me. If every time you reopen that door you lose your peace, you are not fighting for love, you are ignoring my restraint. If every time you entertain that conversation your clarity scatters, you are not being hopeful, you are being pulled out of alignment. If every time you choose them over the witness I placed within you, you end up in the same spiral, checking, interpreting, waiting by your phone like your life is on hold, then do not call that faithfulness. That is a cycle, my child, and I am breaking cycles in you. I am breaking the pattern where you call anxiety intuition. I am breaking the pattern where you call obsession connection. I am breaking the pattern where you call inconsistency a season because you are afraid to face the truth. Now, listen closely, because this is where I am going to clarify something that will set many of you free. Peace does not always mean stay. Peace does not always mean keep holding on. Sometimes the greatest peace I will ever give you is the peace that comes when you finally release what you were never meant to carry. Sometimes you have been begging me for peace while you keep your hands clenched around a person I have been asking you to surrender, and you wondered why you could not breathe, why you could not sleep, why worship felt heavy, why prayer felt strained. It is because you were asking me to comfort you while you insisted on disobeying the very witness that would have healed you. There is a peace that comes while you wait. Yes, quiet strength, clean love, a steady compassion that does not demand control. And there is also a peace that comes when you stop chasing, when you stop circling, when you stop arguing with what I have already shown you. And I am telling you, my precious soul, do not be afraid of that kind of peace. It is not rejection. It is mercy. It is me lifting you out of the undertow. It is me returning you to yourself. It is me restoring your dignity. It is me saying, you are not going to bleed here anymore. So take this test seriously. Do not rush it. Do not manipulate it. Do not try to force yourself to feel what you want to feel so you can keep what you want to keep. Bring it to me clean. Say, Lord, I lay down my outcome. I lay down my timeline. I lay down my need to control. Speak through peace. And then pay attention to what rules your heart afterward. If peace stands guard, if clarity remains, if you can love them without losing yourself, then you may be in a sacred pause and I may still be working. But if peace lifts and does not return, if restraint remains, if torment persists, if your spirit is repeatedly warned, then honor me. Respect my boundary, because I am not trying to take love from you, my child. I am trying to keep you from calling bondage love. Stay with me, because now that you understand the peace test, I am going to help you separate what is speaking inside you, my guidance, your wound, and the enemy's pressure. And when you can separate the voices, you will stop being confused by the silence, and you will take your next step with clean obedience. Now listen, my child, because this is where many of you have been trapped, not because you do not love me, not because you are not trying, but because you have been hearing three voices at once and calling it discernment. And when the voices blend, you will call anxiety a sign, you will call urgency wisdom, you will call shame conviction, you will call your wound intuition, and you will mistake the enemy's pressure for my direction. So I am going to separate it for you, gently but clearly, because I am not only trying to get you to the right outcome, I am trying to get you there whole. Here is the confusion cycle. Your wound interprets silence as abandonment. The wound does not know how to sit in the unknown without trying to control it. The wound does not know how to wait without punishing itself. So when they go quiet, that old place in you starts screaming, "It's over. You're not chosen. You were too much. You were not enough. They found someone else. You waited too long. You ruined it." And then the enemy hears that wound crying out. And he does what he always does. He weaponizes it. He takes your pain and turns it into a deadline. He takes your fear and turns it into a command. Do something right now. Send the message. Break the boundary. Explain again. Apologize for what you did not do. Compromise your values. Accept crumbs, just so you don't lose them. And while your wound is panicking and the enemy is rushing, I am calling you back to stillness. I am calling you back to the quiet place where my peace can speak louder than your history. So I want you to test what is speaking by its fruit, not by how loud it is, not by how intense it feels, not by how familiar it sounds, by its fruit. Because my voice produces life, even when it is firm. My voice produces clarity, even when it corrects. My voice produces stability, even when it stretches you. But the wound and the enemy will always leave you scattered. Let me show you what it sounds like when you are hearing from a wound. The wound catastrophizes. It takes one quiet day and turns it into a funeral. It takes one unanswered message and rewrites your entire story. The wound begins to beg for crumbs and calls it humility. The wound says, if they give me anything, any reply, any emoji, any late night "I miss you," I will accept it, because at least it's something. The wound needs instant reassurance, not because you are weak, but because you learned somewhere that love disappears if you do not perform for it. The wound starts negotiating with your own standards. It starts making vows you cannot keep. I won't bring it up again. I won't ask for clarity. I won't need anything. I'll be okay with whatever they give. And hear me, my child, that is not peace. That is survival. That is the old version of you trying to avoid rejection by shrinking first. And when the wound is leading, you will feel it in your body. You will feel tightness. You will feel restlessness. You will feel the need to check and recheck, to replay and reread, to decode and predict. The wound does not say, let's pray. The wound says, let's fix it. The wound does not say, God is with me. The wound says, I have to do something so I don't get left. And I am not shaming you for that, my precious soul. I am exposing it so you stop letting it steer you. Now listen even closer, because the enemy's voice has its own signature, and it is sharper. The enemy accuses. He does not correct, he condemns. He does not guide, he humiliates. He does not warn you to protect you, he shames you to paralyze you or push you. He will tell you, see, this proves you're unlovable. This proves you always get abandoned. This proves God is not answering you. This proves you missed your chance. And then he adds urgency like gasoline on a fire. Do it now. Fix it now. Reach out now. Cross the line now. If you don't, you'll lose them forever. The enemy loves a frantic yes. He loves a panicked promise. He loves a rushed decision made in the dark, because anything rushed is rarely clean. And the enemy will even spiritualize that panic. He will say, this is faith, prove you believe by chasing. He will say, God helps those who help themselves, so go force the door. He will say, if you let go, you're giving up on God's plan. But I am telling you, I do not speak to you through accusation. I do not drive you with shame. I do not threaten you into obedience. When I correct you, you feel loved even as you feel convicted. When I warn you, you feel protected even as you feel sobered. The enemy's voice leaves you dirty inside, rash, reactive, desperate, and afraid. My voice may be firm, but it will make you cleaner, clearer, steadier, more anchored in who you are. So what does it sound like when you are hearing me? It is calm conviction. It is not always emotional relief, but it is spiritual steadiness. It is a firm boundary that does not need to scream to be true. It is gentle clarity that keeps repeating itself, even when you try to override it. It is the same instruction, coming back in prayer, coming back in scripture, coming back in wise counsel, coming back when you wake, coming back when you try to run. My voice does not compete with chaos. It outlasts it. My voice remains. When I am guiding you, you will notice this. You can breathe again. You may still feel tenderness. You may still feel longing. You may still feel grief, but you are not being whipped by it. You are not being dragged by it. You can love them without losing your posture. You can wait without begging. You can be silent without spiraling. And even when I tell you something hard, there is a strange mercy on it, like a hand on your back saying, I am here. I am leading you. You are safe to obey. This is why I told you, my peace is an umpire. Peace is not passive, it rules. And when you are uncertain, when the wound is loud and the enemy is urgent, come back to the way I speak, as written in Isaiah, and your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, this is the way, walk in it. Do you hear the tone of that, my child? Not hurry, not panic, not prove yourself, not you better fix this or you'll lose everything. It is direction, it is steadiness, it is a path. This is the way. Walk in it. That means there is a way that is clean. There is a way that is guarded. There is a way that does not require you to betray your peace. So I am calling you into a holy pause right now, before you send the message, before you break the boundary, before you make a vow out of fear, before you accept less than what I have been teaching you to require. Sit with me until the volume drops. Sit with me until your wound stops screaming. Sit with me until the enemy's urgency is exposed for what it is. And then listen for my voice, the one that does not shove, but leads. The one that does not accuse, but shepherds. The one that does not scatter you, but gathers you. Because discernment is not just knowing what you want. Discernment is hearing me through the noise of your pain and the enemy's pressure. And when you can separate the voices, you will stop mistaking silence for abandonment, and you will stop letting urgency decide your next step. You will move with clean obedience. You will move with peace. You will move in the way, and you will not miss what is mine for you, because what is mine will not require you to be driven. it will require you to be led. Now hear me, my child, because I am about to redeem a phrase you have been holding wrong. You have heard, "Don't give up," and you thought it meant, "Try harder." You thought it meant, "Send one more message." You thought it meant, "Explain yourself again until they finally understand." You thought it meant, "Stay available no matter how they treat you, because maybe this is faith." But I am correcting that in you right now, because I do not teach my children to call desperation devotion. I do not teach you to call pleading prayer. I do not teach you to call tolerating disrespect patience. When I tell you not to give up, I am not asking you to chase a person. I am calling you to a posture in me. If I am still working on them, then hold on is not you gripping them tighter, it is you gripping me tighter. It is you staying faithful in your spirit while your hands stay open. It is you refusing to let silence turn you into someone you do not recognize. It is you remaining steady when your emotions want to sprint. It is you being the same, whole, clear, dignified person, whether they respond today or not. Because my work in them does not require your anxiety to fuel it. My timing does not need your panic as assistance. My will does not need you to violate your own boundaries, to prove you believe. So I want to show you what holy persistence looks like, because it is clean, and it is quiet, and it is strong. It is intercession without obsession. It is love without control. It is hope without denial. It is the ability to say, "Father, I bless them," without making them your source. It is the ability to say, "Lord, restore what is yours," without worshiping the outcome. It is the ability to desire them and still be submitted to me, because when you are holding on the right way, you are not waking up every day, scanning for a sign, rereading old messages, measuring your worth by their consistency. You are waking up and measuring your life by my peace. You are waking up and choosing obedience. You are waking up and letting me be God. Some of you have been calling your nervous system discernment. You have been calling your hypervigilance love. You have been calling your constant checking faith. And I am telling you, when I have you holding on in a healthy way, you are not frantic. You are not consuming yourself. You are not living on emotional fumes. You are not bargaining with your dignity. Healthy holding on does not make you smaller. Healthy holding on does not make you quieter about your needs so they will stay. Healthy holding on does not make you accept crumbs and call it a season. Healthy holding on makes you stable. It makes you prayerful. It makes you honest. It makes you clean. So here is the posture I am asking you to take. Hands open. Open hands means you can still believe, but you refuse to grip. Open hands means you can still desire, but you refuse to demand. Open hands means you can still hope for restoration, but you will not hold someone so tightly that you turn them into an idol. Because if your peace rises and falls based on what they do, then you are not holding on to me, you are holding on to them. And I will not share that place in your heart. Not because I am insecure, but because I am protecting you. Anything you cling to as a source will eventually become a chain, and I have not called you into chains. Let me make it practical, because I do not want this to stay poetic in your head while your habits stay the same. If I am still working on them and I am calling you to hold on in me, then do these things, my child, and do them without drama, without performance, without trying to be seen. First, pray blessing, not bargaining. Bless them in prayer without trying to negotiate me into moving faster. Say, "Lord, let your will be done in them. Heal what is broken, confront what is hidden. Strengthen what is weak. Give them courage to repent. Give them integrity to be consistent." Because when you pray like that, you are not manipulating, you are aligning. Second, release resentment. Not because what they did was small, not because it did not hurt, but because bitterness will make you hold on with poison in your hands. And you cannot build anything holy while gripping offense. Some of you are holding on, but what you are really holding is anger, suspicion, and a file of evidence you keep rereading to stay guarded. I understand why you built that wall. I saw how it happened, but I am asking you to let me heal you while you wait. Forgiveness is not you pretending it did not matter. Forgiveness is you refusing to let it rule you. Give me your right to punish. Give me your need to keep score. Let me be the judge so you can be free. Third, ask me to expose your hidden motives. This is where you get clean. Say, "Lord, show me if I want them because of purpose or because of familiarity. Show me if I am staying because you are leading or because I am afraid to be alone. Show me if I am interceding in love or if I am obsessing in fear. My child, I will answer that prayer. I will not shame you, I will free you. Because when your motives are pure, your posture becomes light. When your motives are mixed, your posture becomes heavy. And I am teaching you to recognize the weight. Fourth, commit to your own wholeness as an act of faith. If you are holding on, but you are neglecting your sleep, your work, your friendships, your body, your worship, your joy, then you are not holding on. You are disappearing. And I did not call you to disappear while you wait on someone to become ready. I called you to shine. I called you to grow. I called you to become stable, healed, wise, and full. So keep building, keep learning, keep healing, keep becoming. Not as a tactic to make them chase you, but as obedience to me, because you are not on pause just because they are quiet. Heaven is still writing your story. And let me add this, because some of you need permission. Holding on does not mean you remove boundaries. Holding on does not mean you stay accessible to inconsistency. Holding on does not mean you keep the door wide open while they keep walking in and out with muddy shoes. If I am still working, then you can wait with a gate, not a cage. You can love with wisdom. You can be kind without being available for disrespect. You can be compassionate without being controlled. You can say, I care, and I will not participate in confusion. That is not hardness, that is maturity. That is guarding your heart the way I taught you. So do not call it giving up when you stop chasing. Do not call it unbelief when you stop pleading. Do not call it pride when you stop tolerating what drains your peace. Sometimes the most faithful thing you can do is be still and let me work where you cannot reach. Because the transformation you want in them cannot be produced by your pressure. It can only be produced by surrender and truth. And if they are mine, I know how to reach them. I know how to convict them. I know how to humble them. I know how to mature them. And I do not need you to lose yourself to prove you care. Holding on, the way I define it, is not a prison. It is not you, chained to a phone, chained to a memory, chained to a maybe. Holding on is a faith stance. Lord, I will obey you even in silence. I will not panic. I will not chase. I will not compromise my dignity. I will keep my heart soft, my hands open, my boundaries firm, and my spirit submitted. And if I bring restoration, it will come into peace, not into chaos. It will come into consistency, not into confusion. It will come with fruit, not just feelings. So hold on the clean way, my child. Hold on to me. Hold on to your peace. Hold on to your identity. Hold on to the standard I have been teaching you. And watch what happens when you stop trying to force a person and start trusting a father. Because when I am still working, you do not have to chase the evidence. You will see it by the fruit. And that is what I am going to teach you next. Now listen, my child, because this is where I am going to protect you with a truth that may sting for a moment, but it will save you for years. There are times I will not tell you to hold on to that person the way your emotions want to. There are times I will begin to pull you away. And the way you will know it is not because you suddenly stop caring, not because you suddenly become cold, not because you suddenly forget what you felt. You will know it because my peace, my governing witness lifts. The comfort that used to sit on that connection will not sit there anymore. The "it will be okay" you kept trying to force will not come. And you will keep asking me, Lord, why do I feel restless? Why do I feel heavy when I think about going back? Why does my joy leave when I entertain the same door again? And I am answering you plainly, because I am removing peace to remove harm. I am disrupting comfort to prevent covenant with chaos. Do not misunderstand me. I am not against love. I authored love. But I am against bondage wearing love's clothing. I am against you calling anxiety devotion. I am against you calling disrespect a season. I am against you calling inconsistency mystery, because you are afraid to call it what it is. And some of you, if you keep holding on to what I have been warning you about, you are not merely risking a temporary ache, you are threatening your future. Hear me. Your future, your calling, your mental stability, your ability to trust, your capacity to receive the right thing without flinching. Because you can become so trained in chaos that when I send you peace, you will not know how to live in it. So I step in early. I lift peace early. I make the room feel different early. Not to punish you, my child, but to preserve you. And I need you to let this land without arguing with it. Sometimes, what you keep calling love is actually a doorway for compromise. Sometimes, what you keep calling connection is actually a cycle that drains you, rewires you, and keeps you in a waiting room where your life never begins. Sometimes what you keep defending is what has been slowly eroding your dignity. And I love you too much to let you sign your name to something that will cost you your soundness. I love you too much to let you build a home on a foundation of mixed signals and moved goalposts and apologies without change. I love you too much to let you keep paying for closeness with your peace. Now listen closely, because this is where many of you get confused and you think you have failed me. When I begin to pull you away, you will still grieve, you will still cry, you will still remember. Your heart may still ache when you see their name. You may still wish it could have been different. And you will say, Lord, if you are leading me away, why do I feel this sad? Why does it feel like a death? Because grief is not always a sign you are disobeying. Grief is often the sign you are human. Grief is often the sign you love sincerely. Grief is often the sign you are letting go of what you hoped would happen, not necessarily what I ordained to happen. There is a clean grief that comes when you release a fantasy. There is a holy sorrow that comes when you accept truth. And tears, my child, do not cancel obedience. Tears do not mean you misheard me. Tears simply mean you are letting something go with a real heart instead of a hardened one. Do not let the enemy twist your tenderness into a trap. He will whisper, if you were truly over it, you wouldn't feel anything. If you were truly strong, you wouldn't miss them. But I am not raising you to be numb. I am raising you to be free. I am not calling you to coldness. I am calling you to clarity. And you can be clear and still be soft. You can obey and still feel the ache. You can walk away and still bless. You can close a door and still forgive. You can release without rewriting history, without pretending it didn't matter, without pretending you didn't love. I saw the nights you tried. I saw the prayers you prayed. I saw the way you hoped. And I am not mocking that. I am honoring it by rescuing you before it turns into a prison. Hear me in the most tender way. I am not taking from you. I am saving you from what you cannot yet see. There are consequences you do not foresee when you keep returning to what keeps wounding you. There are agreements your soul makes in repeated disappointment. There are vows you start to form. This is all I can get. This is what I deserve. This is how love feels. And I will not let your heart write those lies into your identity, so I lift peace. I disturb your appetite for crumbs. I make the old pattern taste bitter not to shame you, but to wake you, because I would rather you feel the discomfort of release than the devastation of years lost to the wrong door. So if you have been sensing that pull, if every time you try to reattach, you feel a restraint, if every time you consider just one more conversation, you feel your spirit recoil, if every time you ask me for confirmation, you do not receive forward peace, but inward warning, do not call that rejection, call it mercy. Call it protection. Call it a father standing between you and a future your attachment cannot yet admit would break you. And do not keep trying to pray peace onto what I have already removed peace from. Do not keep asking me to bless what is teaching you to abandon yourself. I will not anoint your compromise, my child. I will anoint your obedience. And the next step, listen to me, is not to harden your heart. When I pull you away, I am not asking you to become bitter. I am not asking you to become cynical. I am not asking you to punish them in your mind, to rehearse offenses, to build your identity around what went wrong. That is still bondage, just a different kind. I am calling you to a clean exit, a clean release, a release that does not slam doors in rage but closes them in peace. A release that says, Lord, I let them go to you, and I keep my soul. A release that says, I bless them, but I will not be bound to them. A release that says, I forgive, but I will not return to confusion. Because when you obey me with cleanliness, you do not just leave the person, you leave the pattern. You leave the addiction to uncertainty. You leave the need to be chosen by inconsistency. You leave the version of you that equated longing with destiny. So come close, my precious soul. If peace is lifted, do not chase peace back into that place. Follow peace forward. If I am pulling you away, it is not because I am emptying your life. It is because I am making room. It is because I am protecting what is next. It is because I am teaching you that love without peace is not a promise. It is a warning. And if you will obey me here, softly, cleanly, without bitterness, you will look back and realize the ache was not abandonment. It was my hand. It was mercy. It was rescue. And I will lead you out the way I always do, not into panic, not into loneliness without comfort, but into a peace that settles you so deeply, you finally remember what it feels like to be yourself again. Now listen, my child, because not every instruction I give you fits into the simple boxes your fear wants to label. Your fear wants forever or never. Your fear wants a verdict, a sentence, an ending it can grip, so it doesn't have to feel the ache of uncertainty. But I am a father, not a fortune teller. And there are seasons where I will not say, it is finished. And I will not say, go build the future right now. There are seasons where my instruction is this, not now, and not like this. There are seasons where I will tell you to wait, and in the same breath I will tell you to guard your heart, because waiting is not the same as enduring chaos. I need you to hear me clearly. Waiting is not tolerating mistreatment. Waiting is not you staying on standby for someone who only reaches for you when it is convenient. Waiting is not you shrinking your needs so you can keep access to them. Waiting is not you making excuses for patterns that keep wounding you. That is not patience, my child. That is self-abandonment, wearing a spiritual name. When I say wait, I am not saying let them wound you until they decide to change. I am saying stay submitted to me while I work in places you cannot control. I am saying, stay available to my voice, not available to inconsistency. I am saying, keep your heart soft toward me, and keep your boundaries firm toward what disrupts your peace. Because some of you have been waiting with no guardrails, and then you wonder why you keep crashing. You call it love, but it is a lack of covering. You call it hope, but it is a door with no lock. And I am restoring wisdom to you right now. Guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. Guard your mind, guard your sleep, guard your dignity, guard your worship, because I can call you to wait without calling you to bleed. So let me give you the guardrails of the middle place, because this is where destiny is protected. This is where your future stays clean. First, no secret stalking. Do not keep checking their page like it is a prayer closet. Do not keep scanning for proof, decoding captions, watching who liked what, reading into silence until your chest tightens and you call it discernment. That is not discernment. That is a craving for control. And every time you feed it, you train your spirit to live on scraps of information instead of the bread of my presence. If you are waiting with me, you do not need to spy to feel safe. You need to trust. Second, no late night spirals. My child, I have watched you lose hours to imagined conversations, to rehearsed explanations, to messages you type and erase, to tears that come from trying to solve a person in the dark. I did not create your nights for torment. I created your nights for rest. If you are in the middle place, then you will not keep sacrificing your peace on the altar of maybe. Put the phone down. Close the thread. Stop rereading what they said 6 months ago, trying to make it say what you need today. If it is mine, it will not require you to torture yourself to keep it alive. Third, do not break your own standards just to keep connection. Do not offer access you have not been given stewardship to offer. Do not give the benefits of commitment to someone who will not carry the weight of commitment. Do not keep making your body, your time, your attention, your loyalty available to a pattern that has not earned trust. You keep calling it being understanding, but I call it teaching them how to treat you. And I will not have you train someone to handle you carelessly. You are not common to me, so do not live as if you are. And hear me, boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are protection. Boundaries are you agreeing with the value I placed on you. Boundaries are love with wisdom. Boundaries say, I am willing to wait, but I am not willing to be violated while I wait. Boundaries say, I can hold space for restoration, but I will not hold space for confusion. Boundaries say, if you want access to my child, you will come correctly. And if they are meant to return, they will not be offended by what is healthy. Only entitlement is offended by honor. Now, in this middle place, I am also going to mature the way you discern. You have been reading moments instead of patterns. One kind message, and you call it change. One apology, and you call it fruit. One emotional night, and you call it breakthrough. But I am teaching you to look for consistency, not intensity. I am teaching you to discern by fruit over time. Because a moment can be emotion, but a pattern reveals a root. A moment can be loneliness, but a pattern reveals character. So, do not let one warm sentence erase a cold history. Do not let one good day cancel a month of confusion. My child, if I am in it, I will bring stability, not whiplash. This is why I am calling you to wise counsel and prayer in this season. Not the counsel that flatters your cravings, but the counsel that strengthens your obedience. Put the situation in the light with someone mature, someone who is not impressed by drama, someone who will ask you, do you have peace? Do you see fruit? Are you becoming more whole or more anxious? Because when you are alone with your longing, you will start calling cravings confirmation. You will start calling butterflies, my voice. You will start calling missing them, a sign. But when you pray, and when you submit your feelings to wisdom, I will separate what is holy hope from what is familiar harm. So here is what waiting looks like when it is mine. You are not chasing them, but you are not bitter toward them. You are not available to chaos, but you are available to my instruction. You are not forcing outcomes, but you are not ignoring red flags. You are not writing vows in loneliness, and you are not making decisions in panic. You are building your life. You are keeping your peace. You are keeping your standards. You are keeping your heart guarded and your hands open. You are saying, Father, if you are working, I will not interfere. If you are warning, I will not resist. If you are saying not now, I will not manufacture now. And I need you to feel the tenderness in this. Guarding your heart is not a lack of love. It is the proper stewardship of love. I gave you that heart. I healed that heart. I have carried that heart through seasons you did not think you would survive. So when I tell you to guard it, I am not taking romance away from you. I am protecting you from paying the wrong price for it, because I never intended for you to buy connection with your sanity. Stay with me, my child, because now we are coming to the warning. I promised you the one that will draw a line in your spirit so clearly you will not keep calling bondage hope. There is a cost to staying when peace has lifted, and I am about to show you how to recognize the moment your hoping turns into harming yourself. And when you see it, you will be free to take the next step with clean obedience. Now hear me, my child, because I am not suggesting this to you. I am warning you, and I need you to let this land in your spirit the way a loving father grabs your shoulders and looks you in the eyes before you step into traffic. Do not give up on the person while I am still working. Do not curse what I have not finished. Do not make a permanent decision in a temporary silence. But do not sacrifice your peace to prove your loyalty. Do not bleed to convince yourself you are loving well. Do not keep offering your sanity as a down payment for a connection I am not sustaining with my presence. Because there is a cost to staying when peace is lifted, and some of you have been paying it slowly, quietly, and you have not even realized what it has been taking from you. Prolonged anxiety does not only make you tired, it reshapes you. It begins to distort your identity. You stop recognizing the steady, confident, joyful person you were becoming, and you start living as a version of you that is always bracing, always waiting for the next shift, always scanning for danger, always trying to read a room you were never meant to live in. And then you call that maturity. You call that being careful. But I call it living without covering. I call it living without peace. And hear me, when you live too long without peace, your discernment becomes blurred. Not because you are not spiritual, not because you do not love me, but because the human soul cannot interpret clearly when it is constantly under pressure. You start making excuses for what you would have once called out. You start negotiating with your own boundaries. You start lowering your standards 1 inch at a time until you look up and realize you are tolerating what once would have made you walk away in strength. And the enemy loves that kind of slow erosion. He does not need to destroy you in one moment if he can normalize dysfunction over time. If he can train you to call inconsistency a season, if he can train you to call crumbs progress, if he can train you to call confusion mystery, then he can keep you tethered without chains because your attachment becomes the chain. And this is the part that will bring you freedom if you will be honest with me. Some of you spiritualized what was never spiritual. You called it love, but it was survival. You called it compassion, but it was you trying to earn safety by being easier to keep. You called it faith, but it was fear of being alone. You called it fighting, but you were fighting for a version of them that only exists when you are desperate enough to imagine it. You said, God understands my heart, and I do understand your heart, my child, but I also understand the trap you are walking into when you keep attaching to what keeps dismantling you. Because love without peace becomes bondage. Love without peace becomes you explaining yourself to someone who keeps choosing not to understand. Love without peace becomes you shrinking so you can fit inside their inconsistency. Love without peace becomes you monitoring your tone, your needs, your desires, your standards, your joy, because you have learned that being fully yourself might cost you their attention. And I did not create you to audition for affection. I did not create you to beg to be treated with basic honor. I did not create you to exchange your emotional stability for intermittent warmth. Listen to me closely, because I am going to make this plain. When my peace is absent, you must pause your engagement. Pause, not punish, not perform, not posturing. Pause. Step back from the constant reaching. Step back from the emotional bargaining. Step back from the cycle of checking, interpreting, chasing, reacting. Return to prayer. Not the kind of prayer that begs me to bless what I am warning you about, but the kind of prayer that restores your hearing. The kind of prayer that puts you back under my government. The kind of prayer that says, Father, I will not move 1 inch without your peace. And stop feeding what I am starving. My child, some doors do not close because I am cruel. They close because I am breaking an appetite. Some patterns do not respond because I am teaching you not to live on them. You keep feeding the thing that drains you. One more message, one more explanation, one more meetup, one more emotional check-in, one more night of replaying, one more compromise of your standards, while I am trying to starve the addiction to uncertainty out of your system. Do not keep resuscitating what I am allowing to weaken. Do not keep running back to the same source of instability and then asking me why you cannot feel my peace. Peace will not sit where you refuse to obey. And I need you to hear this without shame. You are not strong because you can endure what hurts you. You are not loyal because you can stay while you are being undone. You are not godly because you can tolerate confusion with a smile. Obedience is not you proving how much you can handle. Obedience is you agreeing with my wisdom. And my wisdom is protective. My wisdom is sober. My wisdom does not flatter your attachment. It frees you from it. So here is the line I am drawing for you today. If you cannot pray about this person and feel peace, if every step toward them costs you rest, clarity, and dignity, if the fruit of staying is that you are becoming more anxious, more suspicious, more emotionally unstable, more detached from your own life, then you are not being led by love, you are being driven by fear. And I am calling you out of that. Not because I am taking something good away, but because I am refusing to let you keep paying for connection with your sanity. And still, my child, do not confuse my warning with hopelessness. This is not me saying, nothing good can come. This is me saying, nothing good will require you to abandon yourself. This warning is a doorway into clean love if I am truly restoring. A doorway into clean release if I am truly redirecting. A doorway into a future where you do not have to guess what love is supposed to feel like, because it will come with peace, with fruit, with consistency, with repentance that shows up in behavior, not just words. So, let this warning become a mercy in you. Let it sober you. Let it steady you. Let it put you back in alignment. Because I am not asking you to harden your heart. I am asking you to stop hardening your nervous system. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop clinging. And as you obey me here, you will not lose what is mine. You will only lose what was costing you too much. And what is mine, when it returns, it will come correctly into peace, into honor, into truth. And if it does not return, you will still be whole, you will still be clean, and you will still be led. Now, my child, breathe and listen closely, because I know what your heart is doing right now. Part of you feels relieved, because truth has a way of taking weight off your chest. And part of you feels afraid, because you are wondering, if I stop chasing, what if I miss what you were doing? If I step back, what if this was the moment it was about to change? And I am not offended by that question. I am answering it. I am going to show you what to watch for next, so you do not confuse noise for movement, and you do not confuse a moment of emotion for a life of fruit. I told you not to make a permanent decision in a temporary silence, and I told you not to keep holding on when my peace has lifted. So what happens next when you obey me? Often, I will send a shift that breaks the fog. It may look like a conversation that finally happens without games. It may look like a message you did not have to force, a reach out you did not have to bait, a call that comes without you begging for it. It may look like an apology that carries weight, not because it is poetic, but because it is specific. Not, "I'm sorry if you felt hurt, but I was wrong, and I see what I did, and I want to make it right." It may look like sudden clarity inside you where confusion used to live, where you wake up and realize, "I can see this plainly now," and the obsession breaks, the cycle loses its grip, the veil lifts, and you stop negotiating with what your spirit already knows. And hear me, do not despise the simplicity of how I confirm things. You have been trained by pain to think it must be dramatic to be real. You have been trained by anxiety to think it must be urgent to be true, but my confirmations are often clean. They are steady. They are sober. They do not hook you with adrenaline. They anchor you with peace. So when you are watching for what is next, you are not watching for fireworks. You are watching for fruit. Because fruit is my language in relationships. Fruit is consistency when nobody is clapping. Fruit is humility when pride would rather defend itself. Fruit is accountability that does not need to be threatened to show up. Fruit is someone who does not just speak about change, but submits to the process of change. Fruit is behavior that aligns with repentance. Fruit is time telling the truth. And I need you to let this settle into you. One intense conversation is not fruit. One emotional paragraph is not fruit. One late night confession is not fruit. Tears can be real and still not be transformation. Desire can be sincere and still not be maturity. I am not asking you to be impressed. I am teaching you to be discerning. So I am giving you 3 questions, and I want you to hold them like keys in your hand, because they will open what is true and expose what is false. First, do they honor me? Not in the shallow way, not by saying my name when it benefits them, not by using spiritual language to keep access to you, but do they honor me with their life? Do they fear me in the sense that they respect what is holy? Do they take responsibility, tell the truth, walk in integrity, and pursue what is right even when it costs them? Because if they do not honor me, they will not honor covenant. If they do not honor my authority, they will resist any accountability that tries to protect you. Second, do they honor your boundaries? My child, this is not small. This is a measuring line. When you set a boundary, do they become offended, manipulative, cold, punishing, or do they become respectful and steady? Do they try to negotiate you down, make you feel guilty, accuse you of changing, accuse you of overreacting, accuse you of not being loving? Or do they say, "I understand and I will meet you in honor"? Because someone who is assigned to you will not need you to abandon yourself to stay connected. Someone who is safe will not treat your boundaries like a threat. And if they only like you when you are easy to access, they do not love you. They love the version of you that costs them nothing. Third, after you pray, do you have peace? Not butterflies, not relief because they texted, not calm because you got reassurance for 1 hour. I am talking about my peace, the kind that settles you, the kind that guards you, the kind that does not require you to keep checking for the other shoe to drop. When you bring their name to me, when you put the situation in my hands again, do you feel led forward with quiet assurance, or do you feel restrained? Do you feel clarity, or do you feel confusion return? Because I will not guide you through panic. I will guide you through peace. As it is written, my peace will guard your heart and your mind, and where I am leading, that guarding will be present. Now listen, because I am going to protect you with another truth. Not every return is restoration. Some returns are tests. Some returns are allowed to reveal whether you have learned discernment. Some returns happen because the enemy would rather recycle what almost destroyed you than let you step into what will heal you. Some returns happen because a person misses the comfort of you, not because they have embraced the responsibility of loving you well. And you will know the difference by fruit. A test return will bring the same confusion in a new outfit. It will bring the same inconsistency with new vocabulary. It will bring the same cycle with a softer tone. It will ask you to lower your standards, just this once. It will ask you to break your own boundary because we're finally talking. It will rush you back into access without rebuilding trust. And I am telling you now, do not call that a miracle. Call it a measure. So if they come back, do not let your loneliness decide. Do not let history decide. Do not let chemistry decide. Bring it into the light with me, and watch what follows. If it is restoration, it will not demand that you forget what I taught you. If it is restoration, it will be willing to move at the speed of trust, not at the speed of appetite. If it is restoration, it will carry humility, patience, and consistency. It will not punish you for being wise. It will not pressure you for immediate access. It will not rush you into silence about what hurt you. It will face the truth, and it will stay. And if what comes next is not them reaching out, hear me, that is still a sign. Sometimes the shift is not a call from them, it is a call within you. Sometimes the message is not from their phone, it is from my spirit. Sometimes the apology is not coming from their mouth, it is coming in the form of my peace returning when you finally stop touching what I told you not to touch. And that peace is not punishment. That peace is confirmation that you are back in alignment. So watch for the shift. Watch for the call, watch for the fruit, and do not rush the interpretation. Let time reveal, let consistency speak, let humility prove itself, let accountability show up without you dragging it out of them. Because the next sign is not intensity. The next sign is fruit that matches peace, repentance, and consistency. Stay with me, my child, because now that you know what to watch for, you are ready for what to do. I'm going to give you a clean decision path. 3 moves that will keep you obedient without being impulsive. Continue, confront, or release. And when you take the next step with me, you will not be guessing anymore. You will be guided, you will be steady, you will be covered. Now listen, my child, because I have not brought you this far just to leave you in a fog. I did not expose the pattern to make you panic. I exposed it to give you a clean next step, and this is how you will know it is me. My direction will always come with a step that protects your peace, not a step that feeds your anxiety. My instruction will always make you more steady, not more frantic. So I am giving you 3 moves. Continue, confront, or release. And one of these is your obedience for this season. Not because you are trying to control the outcome, but because you are choosing to stay in alignment while I direct your path. First, continue. There are some of you who, when you bring this person before me, you still feel my peace. Not a romantic rush, not an adrenaline high, but a settled assurance that I am still working even in the silence. And you are seeing the beginning of fruit, small, but steady. You are seeing humility where pride used to be. You are seeing responsibility where excuses used to live. You are seeing consistency starting to form, not because you demanded it, but because something is shifting in their heart. For you, my child, continue does not mean chase. It does not mean over-explain. It does not mean keep the thread alive with your effort. It means you keep praying without grabbing. You keep interceding without obsessing. You keep your dignity while you keep your faith. You stay guarded. You stay wise. You keep building your life. You do not sit by the window of their silence like it is your assignment to stare at the door. Continue means you remain faithful to me, and you let me be the one who moves what you cannot move. And as you continue, I need you to continue correctly. Continue with boundaries, continue with time, continue with standards, continue with your peace protected like a sacred thing. Because I did not call you to carry someone who refuses to walk. I called you to walk with me. So if you are continuing, you will not be available to chaos. You will not be available to late-night confusion. You will not keep making yourself easy to access while they stay hard to trust. Continue is quiet strength. Continue is clean love. Continue is you saying, Father, if this is yours, you will sustain it, and if you are working, I will not interfere with fear. Second, confront, and listen closely, because confrontation in my spirit is not drama, it is not accusation, it is not you finally exploding, because you have been swallowing truth for months. Confront is what you do when you still have peace, but the pattern must be named. When you can pray and breathe, when you can think clearly, when you can sense that I am not telling you to run, but I am not telling you to pretend either. Some of you have been so afraid of ruining it that you have been silent about what is hurting you. But silence does not heal what truth refuses to touch. So I am giving you permission to be clear, calmly, cleanly, without begging, without threatening, without performing. You speak truth as a daughter. You speak truth as a son. You do not ask for basic respect like you are requesting a favor. You say what is true, and you watch what follows. You ask direct questions that require maturity to answer. What do you want? What are you building? What changed? What is your plan to do this differently? Are you willing to be accountable, consistent and honest? And, my child, do not be intoxicated by beautiful words. Request clarity and accountability that shows up in action. Not one day, not one speech, over time. Because when someone is for you in health, they will not punish you for seeking truth. They will not disappear when you ask for clarity. They will not call you too much when you ask for what is right. They will meet you in the light if they are serious about staying. And hear me, confrontation is not you trying to force a relationship into existence. It is you refusing to participate in confusion. It is you refusing to keep guessing. It is you honoring the part of you that I healed. If they respond with humility, if they respond with ownership, if they respond with steadiness, you will see fruit begin to match the words. But if they respond by twisting, avoiding, blaming, mocking your discernment, or making you feel guilty for having standards, that response is information. That response is fruit, and I will use it to guide you. Third, release. And I know this is the word your stomach tightens around, but listen to me in tenderness. Release is not rejection. Release is obedience, when my peace has lifted and it has not returned. Release is what you do when every time you move toward them you lose rest. You lose clarity, you lose yourself, and there is no fruit, only the same cycle dressed up with new excuses. Release is what you do when you have waited, you have prayed, you have guarded your heart, you have tried to be wise, and the pattern remains barren. My child, I do not call you to keep watering a place that refuses to grow anything but anxiety. So release looks like stepping back without rage, ending access without theatrics, closing the door without cursing what is behind it. It looks like you stop offering your body, your time, your attention, your emotional labor, your constant availability to someone who will not honor it. You forgive them not because what happened was small, but because I will not have your future chained to resentment. You bless them from a distance if you must, and you let me deal with what you cannot fix. You stop checking, you stop circling, you stop touching the bruise and calling it hope. You return to me, and you let me reassign your affection. Because I am not going to let your love be wasted on what is not safe. I am not going to let your devotion become a prison. And listen, release is not you announcing, I will never love again. Release is not you becoming hard. Release is you becoming free. Release is you trusting that if something is truly mine, it will not require you to violate yourself to keep it. Release is you agreeing that I can write your story better than your attachment can. Release is you choosing a clean ending over a contaminated continuation. Now hold all three moves in your hands, and do not overcomplicate what I am saying. I am not asking you to figure out the whole future. I am asking you to take the next obedient step that keeps you covered. Trust me beyond what you can calculate. Lean not on your own understanding. The parts of you that keep trying to decode, predict, and control, acknowledge me in this, and I will direct your path. I will make it plain. I will make it steady. I will make it clean. You do not have to force clarity. You have to follow peace. So here is what I want you to do right now before you move, before you text, before you explain, before you revisit the same cycle. Pause with me. Put your hand on your chest if you need to, and stay with me. Because now I am going to pray peace into your chest and clarity into your mind. Stay with me. Now stay right here with me, my child. Do not run back to your thoughts. Do not sprint back to your phone. Do not let anxiety drag you into another round of analyzing and predicting and rehearsing imaginary conversations. Breathe and let your shoulders drop, because I am not a God of confusion, and I am not going to leave you trapped in a cycle where your mind is loud and your spirit is starving. I am going to restore order. I am going to restore hearing. I am going to restore peace. And you are going to know what to do. Not because you forced an answer, but because I gave you discernment as a gift. So, pray with me now. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bring you my heart exactly as it is tired, tender, disappointed, hopeful, and confused. I bring you every unanswered message, every mixed signal, every silent day that made me doubt myself. And I ask you for what only you can give. Clarity that does not come from obsessing. Clarity that does not come from checking. Clarity that does not come from chasing. Break confusion off my mind. Break the fog. Break the double-mindedness. Let the constant replaying stop. Let the looping thoughts lose their power. Let the obsession lift like a weight sliding off my chest. Still me enough to hear you again. Quiet the noise until your voice becomes the clearest sound in me. Father, I ask you now, restore my peace. Not the peace that comes from temporary reassurance. Not the peace that comes from getting a response. Not the peace that comes from a moment of attention. Restore your peace, the kind that guards my heart and my mind, the kind that steadies me even when circumstances have not caught up yet. Let your peace return to my body. Let it return to my sleep. Let it return to my appetite, to my focus, to my joy. Where my nervous system has been trained to brace, retrain me to rest. Where I have been living on adrenaline, teach me again how to live on trust. I refuse to be ruled by panic. I refuse to be ruled by fear. I belong to you, and I am safe in your hands. And Father, because you love me, I ask you for protection. Remove what is not yours, even if it is familiar. Expose counterfeit connections that mimic destiny, but produce torment. Shield me from manipulation that hides behind charm. Shield me from breadcrumbs that keep me addicted to almost. Shield me from cycles that restart every time I get lonely. I ask you for holy boundaries. Boundaries I do not break in moments of weakness. Guard my heart from impulsive reaching. Guard my mouth from desperate explaining. Guard my hands from sending messages that cost me dignity. If there is a door you have closed, give me the strength to stop touching the handle. If there is a path you have blocked, give me the humility to stop calling it a challenge and start calling it protection. Father, I ask you to heal me where this hurt hooked me. Heal the rejection wound that keeps trying to earn what should be freely given. Heal the place in me that equates silence with worthlessness. Heal the part of me that learned to chase love, to feel secure. I renounce the fear of abandonment that drives unhealthy attachment. I renounce the lie that says, if I let go, I will be alone forever. I renounce the lie that says, if I don't hold this together, nothing good will happen for me. You are my source, you are my Father, you are my keeper, and you are not asking me to cling to a person to prove I am lovable. You have already named me beloved. Restore my self-worth until I stop negotiating for what dishonors me. Restore my identity until I stop shrinking to be chosen. Restore my confidence until I stop mistaking anxiety for love. And Father, give me wisdom that is clean, wisdom that is not emotional, wisdom that is not reactive, wisdom that is not based on chemistry, history, or fantasy. Let your word confirm what you are saying. Let scripture rise in me like a lamp when I'm tempted to ignore truth. Bring godly counsel around me, voices that are sober, discerning, and not impressed by a story. And give me repeated peace as confirmation, not a one-time feeling, not a momentary calm, but peace that remains when I pray, peace that remains when I step back, peace that remains when I set a boundary, peace that remains when I tell the truth. Teach me to trust the pattern, not the performance. Teach me to look for fruit, not just intention. Close the doors you have closed, and do not allow my emotions to pry them open. And if there is a door you are opening, let it open without me having to break myself to get through it. Father, expose what is hidden. If there is deception, bring it to light. If there is double-mindedness, reveal it. If there is immaturity, let it show itself plainly. If there is true repentance forming, let it produce consistent fruit. I ask you to remove the glamour off what is not safe. Remove the illusion off what keeps me bound. Let me see clearly what I have been excusing. Let me see clearly what I have been calling a season that is actually a pattern. And if there is a test return, if something is coming back, only to see if I will accept what you delivered me from, give me the strength to pass the test with quiet obedience. I will not be pulled back by nostalgia. I will not be pulled back by loneliness. I will not be pulled back by a version of them that only exists in my imagination. Anchor me in truth. Now seal this in me, Father. Let your peace rule as judge in my heart. Let it call safe what is safe and warn me away from what is dangerous. Let your voice be louder than memory, louder than the nights I cried, louder than the times I begged, louder than the moments I felt chosen and then discarded, louder than every old story that tries to tell me I have to chase to be kept. I choose clean obedience. I choose to be led. I choose to move at the speed of peace. And I trust you to correct my steps with love, with clarity, and with protection. And my child, breathe again. Feel what I am doing right now. This is discernment entering where confusion used to live. This is peace returning where panic tried to build a home. This is me separating what is mine from what is not mine, so you do not keep paying for connection with your sanity. Stay soft, but stay wise. Stay loving, but stay covered. And as you rise from this prayer, you will not rise as a person who is guessing. You will rise as a person who is guided. Amen. Now, my child, do not just feel this peace, agree with it, because agreement is where clean love begins. I am not asking you to be louder. I am asking you to be clearer. I am not asking you to pretend you were never hurt. I am asking you to stop letting hurt choose for you. So open your mouth right now and declare this with me, slowly, like you are laying bricks, like you are building a new foundation under your life. Because the enemy cannot keep what you no longer partner with. Confusion cannot stay where you revoke permission. Panic cannot rule where peace is crowned. Say it. I will not make panic decisions. I will not answer from anxiety. I will not text to soothe withdrawal. I will not reach to stop the shaking in my chest. I will not keep sacrificing my dignity for a moment of attention. I will not keep paying for connection with my sanity. I will not betray myself to keep someone close. I will not call inconsistency a season when it is a pattern. I will not call breadcrumbs provision. I will not call a temporary high confirmation. In the name of Jesus, I break covenant with confusion. I break agreement with mixed signals. I break partnership with emotional addiction. I belong to God, and I will be led by peace. And say this, because I want you to remember who you are while you wait, and who you are if you release. I am chosen. I am protected. I am guided. I am not desperate. I am not discarded. I am not forgotten. I am not behind schedule. I am not competing. I am not chasing. I am not begging for what God can command into alignment. My life is not on hold because one person is silent. Heaven is still moving. God is still writing. God is still ordering my steps. And I will not insult my Father by living like He cannot provide, cannot restore, cannot redirect, cannot redeem. Now declare your standard, because clean love has a sound, and it does not sound like panic. Say it. I will only receive love that honors God. I will only receive love that respects my boundaries. I will only receive love that tells the truth. I will only receive love that can be accountable without being threatened. I will only receive love that produces fruit over time. I will only receive love that does not punish me for discernment. I will only receive love that comes with peace, not fear. I will not call intensity destiny if it does not carry consistency. I will not call chemistry covenant if it does not carry character. I will not call words change if there is no repentance. I will not hand my heart to potential while ignoring patterns. I will watch for fruit, and I will honor the witness of peace. And now say the line that will keep you clean when temptation tries to pull you back into old cycles. I will not chase. If it is mine, it will come in peace. If it is God, it will not require me to panic. If it is God, it will not require me to shrink. If it is God, it will not require me to violate myself to keep it. If it is God, it will meet me in the light. If it is God, it will move at the speed of trust. If it is God, it will be strong enough to survive my boundaries. If it is God, it will be steady enough to honor my healing. If it is God, it will not keep me addicted to almost. What is mine will not have to be hunted. What is mine will not have to be forced. What is mine will have fruit that matches peace. Now, I want you to do something simple, but I want you to do it with weight. I want you to draw a line in the spirit where your flesh used to cross it. Type in the comments right now, I will not move without peace. Not as a slogan, as a stake in the ground, as a declaration that you are done being pulled by urgency, as a declaration that you will not be manipulated by silence, as a declaration that you will not be seduced by a temporary return that brings the same confusion. Type it. I will not move without peace. And as you type it, let it be your yes to me. Let it be your no to chaos. Let it be your agreement with the new order I am establishing in you. And I bless this declaration, my child, because you are not just saying words, you are choosing a way. You are choosing clean obedience. You are choosing to be led. You are choosing to be the kind of person who can love deeply without losing yourself. And hear me, you will not miss what is yours by moving slow with me. You will not miss what is yours by guarding your heart. You will not miss what is yours by requiring fruit. The only thing you will miss is what was never safe to begin with. The only thing you will miss is what needed your confusion to survive. Now let's seal this with gratitude and action. Gratitude, because peace is returning, and that is proof I am near. Action, because faith is not panic, it is obedience. So as you leave this moment, you will not run back to the same pattern to check if it changed. You will walk forward in quiet strength. You will do the next right thing. You will continue, confront, or release whatever I have spoken to you with clean hands and a steady heart, and you will watch how I honor a child who refuses to move without peace. Now listen, my child, and let this be the seal over everything you have heard. I am not asking you to quit because of silence. I am not telling you to throw away what I am still shaping behind the curtain. Silence is not always absence. Silence is not always rejection. Sometimes silence is me restraining you from rushing. Sometimes silence is me dealing with what you cannot reach. Sometimes silence is me removing distractions so I can form character, conviction, and consistency in places you are not allowed to manage. But hear me with holy sobriety. I am also not telling you to keep holding on when my peace has lifted. I am not asking you to stay attached to what is draining you, rewriting you, shrinking you, and unsettling you, because I lead my children through peace, and I confirm my will through fruit, not through adrenaline, not through anxiety, not through the ache of withdrawal, not through the fear of being alone. Peace is not a suggestion, peace is a signal, and fruit is not a speech, fruit is a pattern. So I am sealing this in your spirit. Do not walk away from my plan, but you must walk away from panic. Walk away from the frantic checking. Walk away from the spiraling. Walk away from the late night reaching that costs you dignity the next morning. Walk away from the inner bargaining that keeps trying to negotiate with what I already revealed. Walk away from that voice that says, do something right now or you will lose them forever. That is not my voice. I do not drive my children with terror. I do not rush you into choices you cannot sustain. I do not demand that you abandon your peace to keep a person. If it is mine, it will not require you to become someone you don't recognize. And I need you to understand this in tenderness. Obedience does not have to be violent. You do not have to punish them. You do not have to punish yourself. You do not have to make a dramatic announcement to prove you are strong. Clean obedience is often quiet. It is the gentle closing of a door without slamming it. It is the boundary that does not come with a speech. It is the decision to stop paying for connection with your nervous system. It is the willingness to let me be God while you remain whole. Some of you are going to obey me by continuing, and it will look like peace. It will look like you praying and then living your life. It will look like you not chasing a response. It will look like you not interpreting every hour as a prophecy. It will look like you keeping your standards while you keep your heart soft. And others of you are going to obey me by confronting, and it will look like calm clarity. No begging, no proving, no performing. Just truth, spoken clean, and then you watch the fruit. And for some of you, your obedience is release, and it will feel like grief at first, but it will produce freedom after. Because when I pull you away, I am not rejecting you, I am rescuing you. When peace leaves, it is often mercy, mercy. You will understand later when you look back and realize what I kept you from. So let me simplify what your mind keeps trying to complicate. If you have peace when you pray, and you see fruit over time, do not let fear talk you out of patience. But if you do not have peace, and there is no fruit, only cycles, do not let attachment talk you into bondage. You are not failing because you are discerning. You are maturing. You are learning how to love without losing yourself. You are learning how to hope without hemorrhaging. You are learning how to wait without worshiping an outcome. And I am proud of you for choosing to be led. Now, my child, I want you to carry this message like a lamp, not like a weight, because I am speaking to more than just you. There is someone connected to you, someone you love, who is stuck between hope and fear. They are stuck between, maybe God is doing something, and maybe I'm just attached. They are stuck between silence and obsession. And I want you to be the kind of person who shares peace, not pressure. So share this message with one person who needs it, not to control them, not to tell them what to do, but to give them language for discernment, to to give them permission to choose peace, and to remind them that I do not lead through panic. And if you want to stay under messages that strengthen discernment, boundaries, and God-led love, not emotional confusion, not spiritualized obsession, not chaos, dressed up as destiny, then subscribe. Stay close to what makes you sober in spirit. Stay close to what makes you steady. Stay close to what reminds you that love in me is clean, and that clarity is not cruelty. I am raising a people who can feel deeply and still obey me. I am raising a people who do not confuse intensity with instruction. I am raising a people who require fruit, who honor peace, who move with wisdom, and who refuse to be manipulated by silence. And now, before you go, I want you to leave me something in the comments, not a long explanation, not a whole story you feel pressured to summarize just one word, so I can cover you in prayer. Type peace if you need peace to stay. Type clarity if you need your next step to be confirmed. Type release if you know I am pulling you away and you need strength to obey without looking back. And as you type it, I want you to know this. I will pray over this thread. I will pray that my peace guards you. I will pray that my wisdom leads you. I will pray that your boundaries hold. I will pray that you do not relapse into old patterns when loneliness knocks. I will pray that you do not mistake a temporary return for true change. I will pray that you recognize fruit. I will pray that you do not miss what is mine by entertaining what is not. Now receive this final truth as a seal. You will not miss what is yours by following peace. You will not lose my best by obeying my warning. You will not sabotage your destiny by requiring consistency. My plan for you does not require you to be frantic to be faithful. My plan does not require you to be anxious to be loved. My plan does not require you to break yourself to keep a person. Walk away from panic, my child. Walk forward with me, and I will guide you. I will protect you. I will confirm you. I will send what is yours in a way that does not contaminate your peace. And you will look back on this moment and realize this was not an accident. This was mercy. This was alignment. This was the day you stopped guessing and started following. Amen.